everyone. How are you guys doing? I hope everybody is doing well today. So I just wanted to share a really quick word, actually, because I am on my break. But I was thinking about some things earlier today, and today is my birthday, and so I was really just kind of talking and praying this morning and thanking God for another year and just another opportunity to be here. And one of the things that I want to encourage you about is to not look at how far you still got to go. A lot of times, that's why we get so encouraged in our walk. Nobody told me my hair was sticking up. We get so encouraged in our walk because we are looking at how far we still have left to go, and we are not paying attention to how. Thank you all, Katori and Danielle. We're not paying attention to how far God has really, really brought us, and it is so important in our walk that we count every step and every moment as progress. We have to understand that this race, and that's exactly what it is. That's what Paul calls it in the Bible, this life that we live, that it really is a race, and we're running it every single day, the race that we have been given for the prize that's set before us. So we got to understand that, like, yo, I may not be exactly where I want to be or exactly where I saw myself, but I am exactly where God meant for me to be. Thank you, Teresa. I'm exactly where God meant for me to be right now at this point in my life. And even if it's not where I desire to be, or even if it doesn't look how I want it to look, that I am where I'm supposed to be, and I've come from a mighty long way. And one of the things that I love about God is that, oh, thank you so much, Princess. Thank you. One of the things is that we have to remember is that, y'all, I lost my whole train of thought. I'm so excited to be here with y'all, and I'm just like all over the place because it's my birthday. All right. But what I'm saying is, one of the things we have to remember is that God changes us gradually. The Bible says that His mercies are new every single day. And so some of us are looking at life and looking at where we're at right now, and because we are comparing ourselves to those around us, we feel like we're not really doing that good or that well. We feel like, man, I could be doing so much better. And the reality is if you look, one of the things that I love about God is that He's so comforting and He's so loving and reassuring. Hi, Jessica. And this morning, as I was just reflecting and getting ready for work, God said, take a look at where I brought you from. Like, really stop and take a look back at where you were even 10 years ago. And as I began to kind of replay in my mind where I was 10 years ago, even, y'all, God has brought me so, so, so far. Katori, one of the things that you have to do to not be overcome by those negative thoughts and feelings and to not be discouraged is you simply have to remember who God is and know who you are. One thing that God has really taught me in these last few years is about my identity in Him. And we have to know that the things that the enemy tells us, they're lies. So when the devil starts talking to you about your mistakes, y'all, I've made plenty of them. There are some things that I have shared, and there are some things I have not shared, but I have done some really tough, horrible, difficult things. I've hurt people. I've caused myself to be in difficult situations. And one of the things I love about God is that He's reassuring, because God will minister to you love and just reassurance of who you are. And so when I say you got to know your identity in Christ, you got to know who He says you are, so that when those negative thoughts and negative feelings come against you and you start seeing people be where you wish you were and have what you wish you had, you got to remember who you are. I remember that I'm a child of God. I remember that He's brought me from a mighty long way. The things that I thought I would never get over or never get beyond, He's brought me past those things and through those things. So I have to remember in these moments when I'm looking at life and I'm like, man, I got a really long way to go. I still got to work on this, and I'm still working on that, and I'm still trying to figure this out and trying to figure that out. God is like, but wait a minute, hold on, look at where you came from, though. Like, look at how far you've come. You don't smoke cigarettes no more. You thought you would never get over that. You don't drink like that no more. You thought you would never get over that. Y'all, some of us right now are dealing with some things. Some of us are past things that we never thought we would get over when we were 17 or 18 or even 20. And as I look back where God brought me from, like, I'm doing good. God brought me from a mighty long way, and so I just want to encourage you not to let those negative thoughts and negative feelings and the things that the enemy is saying, don't allow that to discourage you and make you feel like you're not worthy of moving forward or being happy or moving beyond where you are, because God is constantly, it is a process. Be patient with yourself. Thank you, Tanya. Be patient with yourself. Understand it's a day by day process. We're gonna be working on stuff until Jesus comes back to get us. Hi, Nakia. And so we gotta know that, like, okay, I might have messed up yesterday or I might have messed up today, but tomorrow's a brand new day that I have to get it right. And if I look at where I was 10 years ago, y'all, and I look at where I am today, I just want to say God has brought me a mighty, mighty, mighty long way. Princess, I am going to finish up my shift at work, and then I'm just going to spend some time with my family and my loved ones and probably go out to dinner and maybe do a movie. I am turning 28 today, or I turned 28 today, and like all the going out and partying, I did so much of that from like 18 to 24 that now the thing that I want to do most on my birthday is just spend time with my family and my loved ones, and just really, really, really enjoy them. So, Nakia, I'm so grateful that God has been speaking confirmation to you, sis. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful, y'all. So just think about where you were. Like 10 years ago, I was fresh out of high school. I had no idea of my identity. I had like really low self-esteem because I had no clue who I was, and I was just willing to do any and everything to feel worth it, to feel wanted, to feel beautiful. And then even just a few years from there, I was in this really toxic relationship, and I was like couldn't get out of it. No matter how hard I tried, I was just stuck, and I never thought that I would get beyond that. And then a few years later after that, I got out of that relationship and got into another relationship that I thought was the one, and it wasn't. And I never like thought that I would get beyond those things. I struggled with all kind of different things that like bondages, real bondages that I never thought that I would get free from. And God really, really, really set me free, taught me my identity, showed me who I was. And it was a process because today is exactly 10 years basically since I graduated high school, and God has done so much in me, and I can remember, hi determined dude, how are you? Thank you. I can remember so many times like in that process thinking, man, God, I'm not gonna never get past this point. Like I'm not gonna ever get over this heartbreak, or I'm not gonna ever get over this issue or this bondage or whatever. And now I look back and I'm like, man, I really came through that stuff. Like, don't get discouraged about where you are, because there is so much. Hi, Sydney. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful that it blessed you, and thank you for the birthday wishes. We get so wrapped up in like what everybody around us has, right? Because I know being single and being 28, you look around and like all your homegirls are getting married, they all got kids, people have different careers and are buying houses, and you look at yourself and you feel like, man, am I running behind? Like, is something wrong with me? And God is like, no, everybody has a journey specific to their purpose. So you're looking at somebody else's grass, wondering why yours is not growing, and it's because you have taken your attention off of your own grass, and now you're so worried about the flowers that's on somebody else's yard, you didn't even realize that the reason that your grass was delayed in growing was because, I don't know, maybe you needed it at a later time. Who knows, y'all? But what I'm saying is all of that to say that we get so fixated on what everybody else has going on that we forget where God has brought us from. And some of us, God has brought us through some really horrible, difficult things that we never, thank you, Lacey, that we never thought we would get through. And now we're still unsatisfied because we're looking around like, oh, but she got a husband already. Oh, but he got kids. Oh, but they buying their first house. Oh, they got a career. Oh, they traveling. Never mind the fact that you were addicted to drugs 10 years ago and now you're clean. And that's something to celebrate. Hi, Camille. Thank you so much. That's something to celebrate. Some of us were drinking or sleeping around. Some of us were on drugs. Some of us were in toxic relationships. Thank you, Christus. Some of us were going through some things 10 years ago that God brought us through, and we are neglecting to acknowledge that because we're looking around at what everybody else has. Thank you, Teasy. We're looking around at what everybody else has, thinking that we have such a long way to go, and we have forgotten where God brought us from. And it really is not so much that you got a long way to go. It's that your idea of where you're going is different than God's. So you think you're going somewhere that you're not actually going. And God is like, you think you got a far way to go because they just bought their first house and you still living at home with your parents. But the reality is, my intention is not for you to buy your first house by yourself. My intention is actually to bring your husband, and y'all gonna get married and buy a house that's even better than the one you looking at that your single homegirl got. But because you so focused on what she got going on, you can't even see that I have something completely, totally different for you. So you're looking at the wrong thing. You're looking at somebody else's journey, trying to count your own footsteps. You're looking at where somebody else is, trying to fit your journey into their path, and that's not the way it goes. You think you got a long way to go because you count their steps. You're not counting your own steps. So God is like, man, you're not even acknowledging that I saved your life last year. I helped you come out of that relationship. That's right. Brokenness keeps us focused on God. And you're not paying attention to where he's brought you from. And y'all, can I just tell y'all, there's nothing more beautiful than the journey from where you used to be to where you are today. And I know that we live in a microwave society that wants everything quick, fast, now, and just like everybody else's. But can I encourage you to just enjoy your process, like revel in and give God the glory for the youngest, youngest, Rania, I got caught up on your comment. You have to understand that, like, the journey is so beautiful, because think about how you felt when you were like me. All right, when I was stuck in a really bad relationship for 5 years, from like the time I was 21, no, the time I was 20 to the time that I was 25. I would look up some days and I would just be like, God, I know I shouldn't be here, and I can't seem to find the strength to leave. And I wake up sick in the stomach every day, dealing with like intestinal issues because of the stress of being in this relationship, and I will never get out of this. And then when I came out of it, I was like, hey, because I never thought I was going to come out of that. God has taught me how to celebrate the journey. And I used to complain about the journey. I used to complain. Thank you so much, Rita. I used to complain so much about the journey until I started realizing at these checkpoints along the way, love and kisses. Thank you so much. Like, man, I'm really making progress. So, like, forget where I'm headed, because where I've come from, y'all, that's major key alert for any of y'all that love DJ Khaled like I love DJ Khaled. I'm saved. Listen to me. I'm saved. Some of us saved, and we still got a little bit of ratchet off in there. I love DJ Khaled, and I love when he says major key alert, because that means, hey, this is something to pay attention to. Major key alert. Celebrate your small victories along the way. Stop worrying about where everybody else is and what everybody else got, and look at where you are now and look back 10 years. If you're old enough to look back 10 years, look back 10 years and be like, man, God really has brought me a mighty, hi, Tanya, a mighty, mighty long way. God has brought me a mighty long way, and I am so focused on where everybody else is in their journey. Can I tell you, you don't know what they had to overcome. You don't know what God had to bring them through. You don't know what happened in their journey. All you see is the product, and you have forgotten. Y'all, I got choked. I'm sorry. And you have forgotten that just like you, they had a journey. You don't know what they were going through before God blessed them to be where they are. So keep your eyes on your own paper. My teachers used to say it, and I know y'all did. Keep your eyes on your own test. If I catch you looking at what they're writing or whatever, you getting a zero. Like, how horrible would it be to get to the end of your life and have a zero because you spent your time so focused on what everybody else had going on that you did not do one thing that God designed you to do, created you to do, because you spent your life trying to be a puppet. You spent your life trying to be a clone. I know that these superstars make it look really nice to have what they have and be where they are. But can I tell you, you are a superstar all by yourself because you belong to the King and He created you for a purpose and a reason. Because I never knew, thank you, Silver, I never knew what my purpose was. And then when God showed me that, I was like, I'm bad. Like the God of the universe took time to create me for what? For what I'm doing right now. Like for what I'm doing right now, and I had no clue. And when I learned that, y'all, can't nobody tell me nothing. On my best day, on my worst day, when I'm all natural with no makeup, and when I'm beat for the gods, can't nobody tell me nothing because I know my identity, and I know my purpose, and I know where God has brought me from, and I know where He's taken me. So I'm actually excited about my journey because God will do something in the blink of an eye. This past 10 years, when I was back there, it looked like it was going to take so long, y'all. I graduated high school, and I was like, man, this about to be a trip. Here I am getting ready to go to my 10-year reunion this year, and I'm telling y'all, that time was like, because God's time is not like your time. You think it's going to take you a long time, but I promise you, if you fix your eyes and your focus on God, you will see that your days are beautiful. And I've had some hard days, y'all. I've had some days where I didn't know where my next meal was coming from. I've had some days where I didn't have a place to stay. I've had days where I had no car. I had no job. Just last year, I had lost my job. I had lost my car. I had lost everything. Every single thing. Oh, Sydney, I would absolutely love to come to London. I would love to come to London, and if I'm ever there, I promise you, I will reach out to you. My dream is to travel the world sharing with people who God is. So if I am ever in London, my love, I promise you will be one of the first people to know it. But I'm telling y'all, the journey is just so absolutely beautiful because what you find out is in the journey there are little treasures along the way for you to pick up. Like for me, along my journey, the 10 years from high school to now, I've picked up like self esteem. I have picked up identity. I've picked up worth and value. I've picked up so much stuff, so many things that I needed to be who God called me to be that I never would have picked up on my own. And had I been focused on everybody else's journey along the way, I would never have put my eyes on my own path and been like, okay, God, for real, show me what I need to be doing. Because it's great that homegirl is doing what she's doing, and it's great that my homeboy has found his wife and they getting married and all that. But like, show me what I'm supposed to be doing so that I can get what is mine. And when you put your eyes on your own paper and you look at where God has brought you from and where you are right now, I promise y'all, it's something to celebrate. So I love you guys because I'm running a little bit over my time, but I'm sure I will be back with you all later on. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Thank you for your kindness. Thank you for your support. Thanks for being here with me and putting up with my crazy self. I appreciate it. I love you guys. And I pray that you guys will put your eyes on your own path today. Take your eyes off of everything going on around you. Stop being distracted. Can a pilot of a plane really fly the plane if he is so worried about what's going on outside the cockpit and what's going on whatever? No, he got to keep his eyes focused on his path, on where he's taking this plane. That's why they have stewardesses and stewards. That's why they have people to handle that in the background so that your eyes can be where they need to be, right? As the pilot. That's right, Nakia. I used to worry so bad that it would make me sick. And when I found my identity in Christ, y'all, I don't worry about nothing. Can I tell y'all, I worry about nothing. I get up every day and I remember 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 7. Cast your cares and anxieties on him because he cares for you. And so when I start worrying, I'm like, take it, Lord. Take it, because I don't know. Because here's the thing. The Bible says worrying cannot add one day to your life. It can't add an inch to your arm. It can't add anything to you, but it can take so much from you. It can take so much from you. So focus on your own path. Thank you, Jackie. Focus on your own path. Focus on what God created you for, and focus on how far you've come. Like, take your eyes off where you think you're going, because I promise you, you don't even know where you're going yet. Like, you think you have it figured out, and then God will be like, psych, I thought we was going this way, but really we going this way, because we're not God. His ways are higher than our ways, and his thoughts are high, Candace, than our thoughts. So when you think you figured out where you're going, you have no idea where you're going. So get your eyes off of where you think you're going and how long it's going to take and how hard it's going to be, and really reflect over your life and see where you came from and be like, man, God is really, really brought me from a mighty long way. So I love you guys. I hope you have a great rest of the day. If I don't talk to you tomorrow, happy Valentine's Day to everybody. I pray that if you ain't booed up, because I'm in the single crew, if you're not booed up, I pray that you're spending time with your loved ones or just loving on yourself, spending time with God. If you are booed up and you got you a spouse, I pray that y'all are enjoying it and that you're pouring love into one another. I love you.